Uh, I am Dr. Madhuri Chatterjee from English Department, BBD Government Chimanpura. Good morning, everyone. And we move to the next PPT and the next paragraph, or perhaps the last paragraph of the text, Birth of Khadi. And it says, in the year 1917, I was taken by my Gujarati friends to preside at the Broch Educational Conference. It was here that I discovered that remarkable lady Gangabhai Majumdar. Now, Gandhi, as I said, they had been struggling. They found that the women were the only ones who perhaps knew about it, about the charkha or about the weaving. And finally, in 1917, he came to know from certain people in the Broth Educational Conference, which he went to attend, that there was this one remarkable lady called Gangabhen Majumdar. Now, she was a widow, you understand. She didn't have a husband, but her enterprising. Enterprising means, it's something very enterprising, it's something very determined, something very, willing to do a lot of jobs. So, somebody who is very enterprising, sort of a lady she was, and had an enterprising spirit, knew no bounds. Her education in the accepted sense of the term was not much, although she was not very highly educated, but she seemed to have a lot of determination. But in courage and common sense, she had a lot of courage. He says strength, determination, common sense. She easily surpassed. She was much ahead of others, surpassed others, the general run of the educated women. So she was ahead of the educated women because she was so determined, she was so competent, she was so versatile. She had means of her own, and her needs were few. When she had a means, she could survive on her own, and her needs were very few. She had a very well seasoned constitution, a very balanced personality, and went about everywhere without an escort. Being a woman, also, she never needed a escort or a guard or someone. She would go around. She was fearless, she was determined, she was enterprising. She felt quite at home on horseback. She could ride a horse also. So there's another big advantage. She was mobile, she was versatile, she could fit herself into various roles. I came to know her more intimately at the Godhara conference, which Gandhi went to attend. He was able to introduce or able to find this lady, and to her I poured out my grief about the charkha, and then Gandhi poured out. Poured out means told, explained, poured out, dal dena sort of. So he told about his grief, the problems he had been facing with Charkha, and she lightened my burden with a promise. She lightened the weight which was lying on Gandhi's shoulder with a promise to prosecute, to immediately implement an earnest and incessant search. So she promised Gandhi that she would start the process of finding the right charkha in an earnest and incessant means continuous search for a spinning wheel, and she will not stop until she finds it. So basically this entire paragraph is about the conference, the two conferences, and also about this great lady Ganga Ben Majumdar, and what was her personality like, uh, which has been explained by Gandhi. So I come to the questions now. Which conference did Gandhi attend in 1917? Uh, and it's clearly mentioned at the beginning of the paragraph, the Broch Conference. Who was Gangaben Majumdar? And you have to explain who was this lady, and she was an independence person, and very enterprising. What is meant by the curse of untouchability? Now, this is a very important. Curse of untouchability. Curse is something like what you call shrap, and untouchability. Untouchability is, of course, the chuachut. So, um what is the curse, and how does a person feel when a human being is looking down on the other human being on the fact that he is belonging to a lower caste or a lower job or lower profession? And this is the curse of untouchability, and this was a very big curse which was prevalent in our country. Next question: in which conference did Gandhi met her again? And lastly, did discuss Ganga Bhen's Majumdar personality, and this would comprise the entire paragraph. What kind of lady, what kind of enterprising spirit she had. She had no she was not bonded to any particular thing. She could ride a horse, she would move without an escort, and she was very determined. She was not very well educated, but she has all the technical knowledge. So this was the personality of Gangaben Majumdar. So this is a very important question which you might be getting after the end of the paragraph. And then I move to the meanings. The first meaning is preside. Preside is, you understand, you are presiding over it. You are the chief person who are looking after the organization, or an event, and take caring of the whole thing. So this is preside. Discover means find out. Enterprising is someone who is very versatile, which is very balanced, enterprising, and having the courage to and determination to do a lot of things. Curse, as I said, is a sinful thing, is sharp. Constitution is, of course, our Samvidhan, is the constitution. Seasoned is, who have perfected, find herself, who is a kind of a veteran. And last, seventh, is escort. Escort means you don't need a guard or someone. So escort. Now these are the I'm just clearly small in small ways I'm explaining it, but you check out the meanings from the dictionary again, find out the meanings, make the simple sentences of these meanings, and this whole thing finally takes care of the entire extract which is there, the birth of khadi. um, Practice, 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 and practice, as I always say at the end of all my lectures. This is a 25 marks question, and this is something a part of comprehension, and which is something you will be getting right at the beginning of the paper, which would be the first question. Okay, thank you so much.